Hello, internets! We are here to dive deeper into the hedrons and lasers?
Yeah, that's new.
Non-human organics purged.
Oh. It's going to be really revealing if this thing shoots us to death.
Yeah, a little bit.
Attention. Access to metaphysics via sample containment is restricted to qualified empiricists.
So yeah, we just warped into sample containment.
We're empiricists.
Nice.
We use evidence for things.
Okay.
I mean, we
If
speculate.
that's how you want to...
We speculate a bit, but TUVWXYZ. Now I know your ABC. Won't you come and release me? ABCD.
I'm so stealing that. That's amazing. Holy shit. Oh, wow, that's great.
Now I just got this image of them taking this rock and putting it in kindergarten. Some of the minds that probed us believed only in the physical world. Some believed in something more. They never ceased arguing.
God damn it.
Who is this Richard Dawkins? I have been changed, as if the other minds like yours had a will that could cut through my own.
You looking for Watcher Richard Dawkins to say a bunch of really offensive things about women?
This is an oddly tentacly room.
Yeah.
I guess that's where all the I think that's where all the vines came from.
The way for the thought of the passage of the day is the day for the thought of the passage of the way. Thanks.
Yeah, that one's I don't know what that one means.
Yeah. Fuck if I know. Some water specimens are millions of years old, so it's fair to assume a high level of intellectual development. If they're telepathic as well, I think Chori 5's indigenous species may be the universe's oldest, most powerful quantum computer. If only we knew the programming language. I guess quantum mechanics is a way to explain that.
Sure. I mean, I don't know enough about quantum mechanics to dispute it.
This is a nuts room.
What is telepathy but quantum teleportation?
Sure. First, we're gonna need to understand what a thought is.
That was what Dr. Chalmers was actually trying to describe elsewhere.
The other minds here were always turning. They thought of the world a little as we do.
One of the things that Dr. Chalmers said in the previous log that we talked over a little bit was that we can't ever... Also, this is a puzzle that I still don't remember how I solve it. But yeah, one of the things Dr. Chalmers talked about is, like, as much as we understand about the brain, we still don't know what a thought is or where it is or what it's made of or why. So you can see the predicament here is that I need to be able to hit both of these buttons, but one of them is covered in purple stuff.
Yeah.
Purple stuff.
Purple.
You need to get some Sunny D in here.
But I want that purple stuff.
Ah, yes, the four-man cha-cha classical technique.
Hey man, don't knock the cha-cha.
I know, this is almost like a Macarena setup right now.
So for like the next couple of minutes, I think I can hear the listeners or the viewers just kind of screaming at their monitors.
Honestly, I'll be honest, I don't know how to fix this yet.
I think I know just because I've done it enough times now.
It's always a nice feeling to look at yourself in the past and be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
The backwards cha-cha, I think, was a good start.
Yeah, that's part of the steps. That's one of the mandatory steps, the backwards cha-cha. Which for some reason is not the name of a sex move.
I mean, it'd be a pretty lame one, wouldn't it?
The backwards cha-cha? I mean, it just sounds like something that your grandmother would use to describe sex, like without you kids knowing about it.
And then you're like, Grandma, I'm 14.
Yeah, Grandma, I've been having sex for 3 years now.
Just give me some of your candy. That's all I came here for.
Can you please talk about it both more less formally and not at all?
Yeah, please don't.
I'm actually remembering on more germane to the topic. I remember there was on an episode of Radiolab, they were talking to a neuroscientist about how he got interested in the brain and what led him to do research, and he said that it was his father was worked in a meat packing facility.
Oh boy.
And that was back in the day when they killed cows with a double barrel shotgun. And it was his job to pick the buckshot out of the head.
Oh god. Oh, it just kept getting worse.
And so
nice.
and he said that his interest in the brain came in by picking through that and thinking where is the thought here?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I'm getting closer to what I need to do. This is this very chill music. This is like the what is it? Sticker Brush Symphony to this level's Bramble Scramble.
So the thing I like about this music is the sound design of the static in the background.
Yeah, it's like it's being played on a phonograph.
Yeah, it's like it's being played over decrepit station speakers.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah, and I think they always want to have sort of that ambient quality.
Did they ever explain why these lights are fucking everywhere?
They never explain what the lights are. It's just left as a video game mechanic.
Fine. Okay, it's something.
And I'm like, oh right, yeah. So I understand what I'm supposed to do, and this is another time where it's kind of timing based. So what I was trying to do was just have all the buttons get pushed at once and also control everything, and that's not what you can do there.
Boy, it's dark in here without all those lights everywhere.
Yeah.
Interesting topic.
And so yeah, this is also, again, we come to the early watchers. We talk about saying what is move, what is space.
It's just a hyper-philosophical race of immobile rocks.
Yeah, we get into they get into that what is it, that Platonic cave.
Yeah, Plato's cave.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. You get 2 fewer clones for this one.
Yeah.
Good.
Which just means there's gonna be a lot more of that.
Crunch.
That wouldn't even have the good thump to go with it.
Nope.
So this one's interesting because we'll hit our clone. We're gonna hit our clone budget too quickly here.
Isn't that always the way?
So we gotta do that.
The clone budget always it spends too quickly, you know. You just can't ever keep it going.
The government says they're gonna have enough clones, but they never do. Then they always have to raise clone taxes.
That's some clever puzzles.
Government's taking my clones.
I think we're doing fine getting rid of them ourselves.
Obama's coming for our clones.
Wow, you almost didn't make that jump.
It's
okay.
fine.
He could have just cloned himself out of it.
Yeah, I could have. Honestly, one of the things here, just because I wanted to like have a little bit more time playing the game, during practice runs of this game, instead of walking places, I would just swap there because it was faster.
Nice.
Ooh, this puzzle was in limbo.
Huh.
Interesting. I wonder if that's a direct inspiration or just accidental.
I mean, it makes sense if boxes and gravity are your primary physics
Sure,
objects.
yeah. You're gonna run into some similar instances.
Yeah, it didn't take exactly that form, but it had that element of the box sliding down the slope.
Yeah.
Cool.
And yeah, this is just randomly inside the ship we have like this temple.
Well, I mean, it's pretty clear that that's where the it's either that's where the Watchers were found, or the Watchers convinced people to make that for them.
It'd have to be the latter, because this is still on the station. We're not even on the planet where the Watchers came from.
Oh, great.
I'm sure. Listen, we have quantum cloning technology and instant teleportation. I'm sure we can move a big, heavy thing.
Great.
They actually do describe the limits of the teleporters in one of the logs. That's an important aspect of this.
I love that we're in the corner of airlock and metaphysics.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's a bunch of this place just keeps dumping Watchers constantly.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is there like an asteroid ring like Saturn of Watchers?
As far as they describe the Watchers just on the planet, the Watchers are just getting jettisoned out of the station.
I mean, it would take such a huge amount of fuel to transport one Watcher. Although I guess at this point we can probably assume they're beyond the need for expensive fuel.
Quantum cloning.
Sure. we'll just swap them right up there. Oh, I can already tell.
They did talk about teleporting the crew back.
Head Watcher?
It's a vast Watcher specimen. The first to be discovered on Chori 5, it exhibits a more active neurological activity than the rest, seeming to function as a sort of group communications hub. The sample is being relocated to Mind Science Laboratory Sector 2. It is intended for observation following red-flagged radiological activity. Weight 112 tons, transit limitations. Due to extreme weight and dimensions, sample is unfit for teleport. Transit method 0G, station exterior. Sample to be towed with guide ropes.
Oh, right. They have the grav lift technology. That actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
They got me.
They do say that they do teleport some of the Watcher samples.
Yeah. So presumably other samples are fit for teleport.
Yeah, ones that aren't 112 tons.
You made it. Good show. But we're running out of time. Dennett and we underestimated the Watchers. We have to stop them. Looks like gravity control's inactive. Get it online and come help me here.
Wait, gravity control is inactive?
Oh yeah, no. So we went through the grav lifts, but that's not all of it.
I guess I just kind of figured without gravity control... Oh. Gravity control is inactive.
Now gravity control is very active.
Super active.
So this brings oh yeah.
A Watcher cannot be ended. A Watcher always is. There is only disconnection from the chain. Ooh, I'm getting Penumbra vibes from that.
Yeah, no kidding.
What is destruction? Is it like being changed?
So one thing that's interesting here is that the cloner pays attention to our
Good.
Right.
This is the first Watcher we ever discovered. The head. It sorts, filters, and distributes the thoughts of every Watcher in broadcast
Yeah, sure.
range.
Aptly named.
It also kills the crew.
Oh!
Like every other living being in that respect, you corner them, and the defense mechanisms kick in. Very effective. Something in the air. You probably have a few hours to live.
Great.
Could you not have mentioned that the first time we met?
Nope.
There's no time to jettison them all and nowhere to run. You're going to have to engage it with a swapper device and take
What?
control.
This is abrupt.
Once the Watcher mind is in your body, it'll be harmless. Once you're in there, just try to keep it together until I can come and pull you out.
What?
I wish you luck, but honestly, it should be straightforward enough. Get away from that thing. That isn't going to work. There's
Also,
only one way to do this, and it's mine.
Also, one thing to note, I forgot to do it in our playthrough of the Talos Principle, although I did find it myself in solo play. You can actually find the Watcher head
Cool.
in the Talos Principle.
Nice.
That's excellent.
Brain specimens donated by terminal patients and kept alive in nutrient-rich gel. We offered them life. They allow us to learn from them. Dr. Bennett. Dr. Chalmers is quite aware of the existing ban on testing the swapper device between crew members and is seeking to circumvent it by testing on people who cannot complain. The doctor is practicing consensual slavery. I am practicing
Nice.
prolonging of their life for a good cause. You'd make the same choice in that situation. You don't know enough about that device to make any such claim. None of your theories account for empirical evidence. Some of them break the laws of the conservation of energy. Yet with no amount of physical explanation can you communicate to me why we see red, why we feel pain, to be afraid of death, why if all these things are nuts and bolts, we may as well consider the computer alive. Your account is missing the magic, and when cards are down, mine is simply easier to believe.
I'm starting to sympathize with Dr. Dennett a little.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm getting a Walter Peck vibe here.
You can kind of see where Dr. Chalmers came to. The swapper just swaps souls about.
Are we safe? Has the other mind changed again?
The other mind.
Also, you might have noticed that those brain containers were like all ruptured.
Yeah.
I'm starting to guess the other mind might be Chalmers.
From your behavior,
The other mind for the other
I can
person?
only conclude
Yeah,
that you're hopelessly
that
deranged.
would make sense.
Very well. Head towards control. I'll see if I can come up
Has
with
the other
something
mind
on the
changed again? Are we going home?
So you might remember this room from before, although the grav controls weren't on before. And you also notice
yeah.
that it's full of anti-swapping red light.
Yep.
So one thing that's interesting is that also when we make clones, they are created relative to whatever gravity we're subject to at the time.
Oh.
Well, I had hoped to reason with you, but trusting others to see sense is how we ended up like this. No, I won't ask you to examine the evidence and pick a side, only that you act in your own self-interest. I am going to land this station on the planet below. Unless you detach the solar panels first, Theseus will be destroyed.
Does it understand yet? I do not believe so.
Oh, now we've get a conversation.
Anyway, I gotta go get a secret, and I'm gonna. Thankfully, Thankfully, I cut out the 10 minutes
Have to
of
jump
me.
over.
Yeah, no, that literally took me 10 minutes to do.
We're sorry to have to report, Theseus, that Station 6 has gone offline as far as we can tell. No word on why. It was one of the most productive outposts, and now the public confidence is suffering. We need you to fill the gap.
Work harder. Silkworms ain't gonna save us.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is
that
a
jump-
rough secret.
That jump was a bitch.
So, since the Watchers are connected in this chain they're talking
Now,
about,
you're looking for 3 solar maintenance
it's possible it's not so much a
modules. There should be
conversation
one for
as a
each of the
sequence
major
of
control
thoughts.
installations. I'm headed back to
Yeah, they
command.
basically
Have
just
the
like they
panels
describe
attached by
them
the
as
time I get there.
like the oldest computer, basically.
They are bits. In big old rock bites.
So also, I can't do slow-mo and also access my map at the same time.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of points of me like kind of sweeping around, making sure what's here, because I start traveling at a speed that will immediately kill me if I hit an obstacle, and the obstacles become harder to see in this area.
Right.
This is still super cool. Just leaving a trail of dead clones. Control Crew Bulletin, Water Sample 01. Was recently relocated to the Mine Science Laboratory. Access via the command deck is strictly limited to senior personnel. Control facilities and crew should be unaffected by the specimen's proximity. However, we understand concerns have been raised and seek to address these now. Sample 01 is colloquially referred to as the Head Watcher in virtue of its unique physical appearance. It's a head. And at present, the research team has no robust explanation for it. Current theories are focused on the possibility of an extinct humanoid species native to Chori 5, which may have carved the features onto the rock tens of thousands of years ago. True that tests so far have indicated that Sample 01 plays a different role in Watcher hierarchy compared to the smaller specimens. Claims that it possesses greater intelligence or otherwise poses a threat remain unsubstantiated.
Stellar.
So yeah, this bulletin is old.
Yeah.
We're missing a bit of information there.
Mm-hmm.
So we got this sort of multiple personality thing going on with Chalmers.
Mm-hmm. I noticed you were reflecting on, has the other mind changed again?
Yeah. And apparently one of the minds is totally into us swapping with the Head Watcher.
Yeah, they're way into that.
Wow, I'm amazed you didn't die in that entire thing there.
Died.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, so there's a. I'm going for another secret here, and again, I can't access my map, so
Great.
I have to, and it involves me having to build up a lot of speed, but
Yeah.
not here, a different place.
Watchers from their home.
This is a
We push
nightmare.
them brought back. Return them to the planet, end the fight. Oh hell, you don't know the first thing about that device she's brandishing so nonchalantly.
She?
Why am I even bothering?
Other Chalmers?
Yeah,
Are
you
we
might have
other
noticed that every
Chalmers?
time we make a clone, that clone also has a
First thing
swapper
about
device.
that device she's brandishing so
Oh,
nonchalantly. Why am I
Yeah.
that's
even bothering?
interesting.
In fact, if the clone gets vaporized by the light, a swapper device falls to the ground.
Right.
So this is actually the room that has the secret in it.
Whoa, no.
And the only way to do it is to build up enough speed that the grav lift doesn't immediately get you.
The secrets in this game are a nightmare.
Yeah, no, they're something. They're sure something.
They like staying secret, that's for sure.
Theseus, we missed that transmission. Please respond. One more message.
They're sure something.
Surely there will be information in the last message.
Also, you notice that we actually went from message 7 to message 9, and I think they weren't expecting you to
Yeah.
get the secret, even though it comes before the next secret. Alright, so this is one of the solar panel things. So I think we need at least 60 orbs to do any of them.
60. It's a lot of orbs.
Yeah, there's there's just a random cliff that juts out there that's really hard to see.
Did you just lose the message?
No, because it saved when I went through the door, I think.
Cool.
And I'm like, nope,
Gotta get
nope.
back up there.
Yep, didn't want to have to do that again.
You just doomed 2 people because he slipped off a cliff. The head hears me and I hear it. We sing together, all of us, to remind us of the great chain of before.
People don't like to hear that the soul is merely an array of chemical signals, that what it's like to be you is just the byproduct of a very powerful computer. I say that if you explain a magic trick by reference to magic, you've not explained a damn thing.
It's valid.
There's some issues with this scientific philosophizing she's using.
I take some issues that you use the word philosophizing.
Well, right.
A little bit.
but any science that is not solved yet is a form of philosophy. Well, it doesn't have to be solved, I guess, but... Let's start with the soul is poorly defined. I'm gonna go with that one for now.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.
So yeah, you saw all the swappers just falling to the floor there.
Yeah. Enneagon.
Also, one of my clones just casually crashing into the ceiling.
On board the station.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure either.
What's that mean again?
You should be in a position to detach the first panel now. I shouldn't need to harry you. I'm sure you're as eager to see your rescue team as I am.
Ennea is 9, right? Between Octa and Deca?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was Nana. Unless Nana's a different kind of 9.
I believe that is a different kind of 9.
Yeah. It gets sort of spliced backwards and forwards from, like, Greek and Latin.
Yeah. Also, Dr. Dennett, waning philosophical on the soul.
Yeah. Just, yeah. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so this is this might seem like a repeat of an earlier puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
It does appear to be a timed room.
Yeah, but it's a little different this time.
Uh-oh. That's no good.
Ah.
It's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
Get that Enneagon.
When the
Dead.
corpus callosum separating the two hemispheres of the brain is severed, the result is a seemingly normal yet partially divided consciousness. The eyes sometimes see what the mouth can't name. I tell you this macabre detail to suggest that the mind is not a single transferable
Macabre.
entity. It is a complex physical machine that bides tampering poorly.
So
this actually comes to
yeah, I think I mentioned that in the Talos Principle LP.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
And there's one thing that also, like, in addition to like messing up like theological stuff, one thing that somebody else mentioned is like it also just messes up our entire sense of self, because in a setting where something like a brain transplant would be possible, like you trying to figure out what the self is, like, it's not your body, because if you can move your brain to another body and then the body that brain is transferred into still acts like you. So then it's like, oh well, the brain must be where the you is. Well, not really, because if you separate the corpus callosum and you only transfer half a brain,
Yeah.
then that half a brain still can you've now created two of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the interesting problems in transhumanism philosophy is sort of trying to pick apart what of these things are, like, the way our thought archetype works, and which things are just sort of cultured in ways of thinking that can be sort of taken out.
Yeah. I think one of the things that article ended up finally coming to is that the important thing that kind of translates the most to the sense of you and what you is is continuity.
Right. Continuity
Which is also interesting
important.
because continuity is all this game is focused on, as far as the actual, like, function of the protagonist is concerned.
Yeah. And it's actually peculiar because in universe, this guy is not experiencing the same things we are. because it mentioned that everyone who uses this device has extensive memory loss.
Well, we're only experiencing a representation of their reality.
Right. Maybe. That may be right. Where's the crunch?
They don't always crunch. They don't always thump either.
New trajectory.
So yeah, the Watcher is noticing that,
Sorry, I couldn't remember if that was a new one.
it is a new one, actually. They change sometimes. Especially in the late game.
Oh, man. That makes me wonder if you can go back to, like, the first ones now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm sure there's some things you can't go back through, like that one grav lift.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things was I was trying, at later times in the game, I was trying to get to test site 25, which we see in the beginning.
Right.
But if you'll remember, the first puzzle we get after we get the swapper device, it's a puzzle that closes 4 doors behind us and gives us no way to open them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, solar's gone.
Goodbye, solar panel. 1 of 3.
The one called the Swapper, who manipulates minds by some method that is not persuasion or argument. Is it a weapon?
Weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
It's likely the Watchers aren't even aware they killed the crew, just as you're unaware when your immune system kills a virus. Once our fate was clear, Chalmers and I took steps to protect ourselves. No, the only way to survive is to land the station.
Chalmers and I.
Return them home.
Yeah, so I guess that's Dennett?
Maybe? Seems unlikely that it'd be Dennett, but it could be.
It's not been easy working with her.
It's probably Dennett.
Everything is as simple as it looks with her. It's called the swapper device because it swaps souls about. A fairy tale if ever I heard one. What if there's no soul to swap?
Boy, the voice acting direction must have been great for this game. I need you to pretend that you are occupying a body with that person you hate from The Office.
So yeah, the thing we get here is that if the Watcher talks to you, then you've become infected with whatever is killing the crew.
Oh, good.
So we're alright. We were doomed the moment we stepped foot inside here.
Yep.
Maybe even before. Because if you remember, when we were in the escape pod, we were banging on the sides of it. It looked like we were trying to get out.
Yeah, and remember when we came back to when we arrived on the station, Dr. Chalmers' first thing is, "You came back."
Yeah, I'm guessing that's we got infected, they noticed, and they sent us back in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then she gets really angry that we came back.
I'd be mad.
Okay, landing gear is moving into position. Trajectory is plotted. Disengage the remaining panels.
Also, she keeps giving us these messages like a puzzle before we have enough to actually do one of the panels. Like the next one's at 93 and we only have 80 something. And we'll see the rest of them next time.
And yeah, we'll get there.
Yep.
Soon.
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 Good night.
Good night.
Good night.